Welcome to episode 91 of the Sideline Podcast. This evening, we have a pretty loaded show for you. We're going to talk about what's trending in sports. Obviously, the World Cup, as you can see right now as we speak. Argentina is facing off against Switzerland to see who can make it into the semifinals. Harry Kane bringing, well, I guess it was actually Jude Bellingham that brought England past Norway today. And the Vikings see the end to their World Cup hope and dreams. We also are going to talk some NBA draft reactions. We're going to talk some foreign players who were stolen potentially in this draft, and we'll go to ALO with that. And then this lady right here, who you may just think looks like a random Seattle Seahawks fan, but it turns out she just got the bag for the Seattle Seahawks. So we'll talk more about that as well. Good evening, guys. I decided I'm picking up my mic like this because I'm in a place that I'm never in during the podcast. And so I can do random things. I'm mobile is what I'm trying to tell everyone this evening. Alo, Tyler, how are you boys doing this evening?
I'm doing great. It's been a long couple weeks. We haven't got to chat ball. I honestly think Kevin's dipping out a little bit. Me and you, Booker, we took some heat about our takes about the USA and what was realistic, and all of a sudden Kevin's not around. So we'll talk about it in a minute.
How that happens.
Isn't it? I love to take shots at Kevin when he's not here. No, but shout out Kevin. He's raising little humans, and we got to respect that. So I'm feeling good, and I'm looking forward to talking the ball, fellas.
Love it. Yeah, thanks and Ayla, I'll get to you for a second, but thank you for pointing it out. Kevin is obviously not with us this evening. Family over everything, boys. So on this podcast, life happens. I'm currently sitting in a nursery right now recording on a baby changing table. So life happens, and we roll with it. Ayla, how you doing tonight, man?
Man, I'm doing fantastic. I'm just excited to talk some ball. I feel like it's been like 3 weeks.
It feels like it's been 3 weeks because it has been.
Yeah.
So your timer is just like your internal timer is pretty incredible. So let's go ahead and talk real quick as we get started here on the vertical layout. We've got a Mr. Sir Harry Kane, which apparently he's not technically a sir because you have to be knighted in the country of England prior to be given that little pre-title. What are your guys? Did you guys catch that England game against Norway?
Yeah,
I personally did not. Alo, did you?
Yeah, I watched the game. I was gonna say if England wins the World Cup, he might be Sir Hurricane for sure. They might knight him for sure. But yeah, I watched the game. I'm gonna be honest. I think England was a way better team. I mean, England's ranked 4 in the World Cup out of all the teams, and some of these teams, they're in the World Cup, but they don't play tough competition. I will say Norway surprised me getting this far, and it made me actually a big fan of Haaland, man. Dude, that dude is a beast. He just couldn't do it all by himself. It got to the point where England was just overmatching them, too good on defense. But I will say Norway did have some opportunities, and they just didn't execute. But I mean, shoot, 2030, I could see them being a problem for sure.
Yeah. I will say that I blame the great state of Florida for Norway's fall this evening.
Miami.
Because, bro, I was looking at the temperatures for that game, and you've got these Norwegians out there. I mean, England is not that much warmer, but they're going through some heat. I don't know how hot Norway gets. Someone can maybe point that out if we got any Norwegian fans on here. But it was like 98. It felt like 98. With the humidity, and you're like tacking on 30 extra minutes to get this thing decided. Everyone just looked gas. And then Erling Haaland for Norway, by far their star player, before the second 15-minute overtime period off the field. And that's basically, to me, that's kind of all she wrote. He was just gassed. It's hard to stay hydrated and feel the energy in that type of heat. So I don't know how you do it, man. Because I know you run the same amount every day.
I was gonna say, like, for them, they're getting like 70 degrees where they're at. So like a lot of Europe right now, I mean, the heat wave, but most of the time they're at 70 degrees. I mean, yesterday here in Martin County where I live, it was 98 and felt like 109. So that just should tell you everything. I mean, I can usually I can't be like, oh, he's an athlete. Like, dude, that type of temperature is different. I've been in Florida my whole life, and I'm not even doing half of what that man could do. It's too hot in Miami.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I think the story of this one, though, is Jude Bellingham. Yeah. I'm saying it just like the English what? Jude Bellingham. He scored 2 goals in their last game to get past Egypt. Wait, was it? No. It was not Egypt. Goodness gracious, who was it? Against Mexico. He scores 2 against Mexico and 2 today. The man is absolutely on fire. And the only reason they're making it to the semifinal, in my opinion, second only to Harry Kane, or Harry Kane right behind him. How far do you guys think this England, is this the end, regardless of what happens in this against Switzerland and Argentina this evening?
I'm going to go no. It's not the end. I think for me, I think Argentina just scored, but just an update for everybody. I'm pretty sure Argentina just scored, but I just don't think that it's the end for them, because even though Argentina is the number 1 team in the World Cup, I don't really think they played like the number 1 team. Like, they were down 2-0 to Egypt. They were down, what was it? There was somebody else they were down to as well. Oh, they were playing a great game against Verde Cabo. Yeah,
Cabo Verde.
Yeah, Cabo Verde. Like, that team played their heart out, and I just think England is better than those 2 teams. So if England gets you 2-0, you're not coming back like you did against Egypt. And I just think England's a very good team. Obviously, we talk about Harry Kane, and they have a lot of other great players. I just think Argentina hasn't had to play anyone yet, in my opinion, that's great, and they're still struggling against some of these teams. So if they go up against England, those mistakes they're making, they can't make.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go against the grain, boys. I think England has been good, and I like what they've seen. I just don't think we have seen the best of Argentina. I agree with you, Alo, in that Argentina has kind of felt like they've been off the pedal a little bit here and there. I think I even heard one of the commenters talk about it, that they have this way of trying to conserve energy. They understand how long the tournament is. They're not trying to gas themselves and things like that. Initially, I kind of thought, I don't know, man. Like, that there's something to say when you want to win every single game. Maybe it's a football mentality and things like that, but like you just can't afford to take the foot off the pedal. But in this case, I just don't think, unless this Switzerland game, we'll see how this goes. Alo was spot on. They're up 1-0 right now. We'll see how this Switzerland game goes. But if this kind of is their, okay, we're going to start to kick it into gear here, if they have kind of been letting the foot off the pedal a little bit, if they come in and play to the full expectations that I think everyone has for them, then England doesn't really have a chance. The question is, where Alo is right, where I agree with Alo is, do we see Argentina kind of step up their game and stop playing down to the competition based on our expectations?
Yeah, no, that's a great point. I'm going to put up another slide here. So we got Harry Kane. Oh, yeah, we know about France getting through as well. I think that's absolutely the question here. Look at me flying around. From 18 yards out, Alexis McAllister for Argentina on a feed from the Lionel Messi, up 1-0. I think that their pathway, I just agree. I'm going to basically parrot back what you guys have said. It's been a fairly easy path. I do think that their come behind win, or that battle against Cabo Verde, which was my favorite game of the entire tournament, and then scoring 3 goals in the final 20 minutes against Egypt. And that's a pretty good Egypt team. But to get those 3 goals in clutch time and to be where they're at, I think that maybe they're starting to get hot now after there's been a couple of scares here. So we'll see what they do against Switzerland. I think Switzerland is just not on the same level. The fact that they're here is great for their country. Congratulations, but the road ends here for them. And then I agree that Argentina is going to find their stride, and England goes home in the semifinals. That's just my personal opinion. As we go to this other, we got Kylian Mbappe. So this game, we've got France against Spain. What are your guys' thoughts on the winner of France versus Spain?
I'm gonna
Yes,
go.
I need to. I'm going to say this. Alo, would you tell us what your thoughts are on? I'm not exactly. I'm just like lobbing these things out there and like not directing it towards anybody. Alo, what are your thoughts, bro?
I think France is gonna win. I think France wins the World Cup. I'm kind of to the point where as long as Mbappe is healthy, I mean, I saw the ankle thing, but then what got everybody was like holding their breath, and then this man after starts celebrating, jumping up and down. So I was like, all right, this guy put some ice on and then starts jumping up and down like he's about to do a marathon. But I'm gonna be honest with you, even the way Argentina's played, let's just say Mbappe didn't play, let's say they both meet up in the championship, I think that France team can still beat Argentina. So adding Mbappe, obviously, we all know he's a world-class player, one of the best. Personally, my favorite soccer player. But I'm just going to say that I just think the France is too much this time. I think last time they played in the World Cup, Argentina was the better team. Both Messi and Mbappe showed up. But I think this time Mbappe shows up and he has a better team or just as good of a team. So I'm picking France to win the whole thing. I think Spain is good, but Spain, just like Argentina, hasn't really played their best. Like they're beating Portugal at the last second. They're beating a lot of these teams at the last second. And France, to say that, we're not going to sit here and say that Spain is going to hold France to 0 the whole game and score a last goal to win. That's just not happening with France. They're too good on the attack. So I have France beating Spain and I have France winning the whole thing.
That's fair. Tyler, do you agree with that? Even with, let me throw this out there, Yamal Lamine, just this guy, he's like, if anybody, he said this, it's on ESPN, if anyone can stop France, it's us. Do you agree with that? And do you agree with Alo?
I love a little bit of swagger, boys. I think we know this from my takes across the different episodes. My Baker Mayfield takes. I like that he wants to talk a little talk and back it up. So I like it. Spain. I think this is almost like if you were like a boxing style type of matchup here. You have France, flashy speed, can go get it, and you have Spain. I've been watching a lot of World Cups at this point. I don't always follow international ball the closest, but one thing that has always been a recurring theme is Spain's technical ability and way to hold on to that ball. And it's almost like in the NFL and in college when a team can just run on you and play really good defense. And yeah, it's not flashy. Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of highlight reel things, but it just kind of suffocates you over time. And so I like Spain in this one. At France, can they get through? Absolutely. I would venture a guess that the winner of this game probably holds up the trophy at the end of it all. So I bet, but I don't know if it's a love for the game type of thing, the way Spain plays it, or so it's a little Homer sauce. But I think Spain suffocates them a little bit, can play some defense, can slow them down, and just kind of hold onto that ball and wait for their opportunities and score when they need to. And they kind of just kind of make it that football, ugly, muddy fight game, and then find a way to win and take it all.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning Spain. I think and maybe it's my heart. I want to see Spain go over France personally. We'll see. But I think this gentleman here, Patrick Pattis, sums it up better than anybody else could have on this entire podcast. I just don't know what it says. And it's Patrick, I apologize. I'm not even going to attempt to say what you put on here because it's in a different language. And I just love that there's someone who speaks a different language commenting on this. So thank you for chiming in, Patrick. I'm assuming that you just agree with Tyler and I and that you think that Alo is crazy with his
that looked like French to me.
Yeah, it kind of looks German. I think it looks German.
Yeah.
German. Yeah, one of them.
I'll tell you what, Tyler, would you mind finding out exactly what that says while we pull up the next thing? Appreciate that. Patrick, we're getting a translator right now, sir. Yeah, awesome. Anything else on World Cup just before the France-Spain game happens on Tuesday at 12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern, and that one's out of Arlington, Texas at Jerry World. So should be a big one. Let's take a look here at It looks like it's still 1-0, 19 minutes in, Argentina over Switzerland. So we'll keep you guys posted as that game goes on. Let's take a look here. We're moving on to some NBA. What we want to talk about here, and I'm going to pass the torch here to our man Alo. What are your thoughts on the best? Well, let's see here. We've actually got. Let's take a look here. I apologize, guys. Well, actually, I'm not sure I'm even seeing it. Oh yeah, just like draft reactions. Alo, what are some steals of the draft? And then I'm wondering who is a random foreign player that was drafted that will be a household name in 3 years as we hard shift away from the World Cup into the NBA draft. Give us your thoughts.
Yeah, so I'm just off the NBA draft. I think AJ and both Peterson went to great situations for winning now, but I'm going to give you not so much of a sleeper because they were a top 5 pick, but I think Boozer or Caleb Wilson wins the Rookie of the Year. I think either of them win the Rookie of the Year because AJ is he's around Trae Young. I know Anthony Davis doesn't really play a lot these days, but he is in there. They got Chris Middleton. They just have a lot of good players. And then you also add Peterson. He has George out there. He has Markkanen. He has Jared Jackson. So he has a lot of vets as well. So, and plus, I don't think they want Peterson starting as a point guard right away. I think they want him to ease in and be more of a scorer. But I just think with Caleb Wilson, he just has so much more opportunity to go ham. And I don't know if you guys have been watching Summer League, but he actually had the most points in Summer League as a debut. He had 35 points in his debut, and he was cooking. He was cooking, and Boozer was guarding him. That's the thing. Boozer took the job of guarding him, and he was cooking. So he's just going to have a lot of opportunities, and so is Boozer. But I do think the Wizards and the Utah Jazz are going to change things around, and they both make the playoffs.
Wow.
I don't know, what do you guys think?
Well, I just want to say the steal of the draft, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was going to get to that next, but yeah, sorry.
Oh, as far as no, you're good. Because I did ask about what foreign players. I did not personally do research on that. Tyler, do you have anything to say about foreign players, or does that pretty well sum it up?
It pretty well sums it up. I mean, I'm pretty good there. Now that being said, I'm an Indiana Pacers fan. So boys, the NBA draft is a very touchy subject currently as we got our lottery pick absolutely robbed from us at that stage in life. But that being said, no, I'm with Alo on this. I think it's a pretty straightforward NBA draft. I think everything started like you said, Booker. We'll get into the steal of drafts and things like that. But I agree with like all the national guys. It was a top 4 draft, and then after that, so pretty straightforward.
Yeah. And we did translate what our friend Patrick said, but I'm actually not going to repeat it because it was a different direction that it has nothing to do with what we're talking about. So Patrick, I gave you too much credit there. I think that you were engaging with the actual show and you were not, and that's okay. If you have any questions, if you have anything you'd like to throw in there though, that has to do with FIFA or the NBA or the NFL, feel free to do so. Steals of the draft. I'm going to throw out mine real quick. I think as far as like people who drafted the best, let's talk about the Sacramento Kings.
That's
for a second.
Say, yeah.
You were going that direction too?
Yeah.
Darius Acuff Jr. from Arkansas at number 7. And then at number 29, they got Alex Caravan out of UConn. Are these players that next year, are we looking at a different Kings team? Are we looking at a playoff Kings team? Because it seems like a trend in sports that I'm seeing is these teams, whether it's college or in the professional level, playing your freshmen that have like just blue chip freshmen in college, or playing these star rookies coming out of college that just had incredible college careers. It seems like these guys are hitting in the next level first year. Maybe there's a drop off in the second year, but it seems like they're hitting. So are we looking at a different Kings team next year because of these picks? And are they starting? Alo.
I was going to say, I mean, to me, I got to see it to believe it. I think the Kings will always be the Kings until I see it. And they've had some great players in their organization. I just think they can never figure it out. But I will say, in my opinion, there was 2 steals in the draft. I think them getting A-Cup at what was it?
7.
7? Yeah, 7. I thought was a steal. Like he should have went 5 or 6 in my opinion, maybe even 4. But he fell all the way to 7. And another steal. Actually, I think this would be the steal of the draft just because of where he went and what he can bring to that team. Yaxel Lendenberg from Michigan.
Lindenberg, yeah.
To go to the Warriors because he's the most rookie ready. So he's the most rookie ready out of all of them. He's 24. He's ready to go in there and play his role. They don't really have to like work with them as much as they would a rookie coming in. He has a lot of experience. I mean, yeah, it's college ball, but he's played Cooper Flag. He's played all these people that are one and done and lead to the NBA. So he's seeing the same thing. I think he could be big for the Warriors. I think he could be coming in ready to win. And I'm not going to sit here and say they're going to win the championship. But, hey, maybe they're not a playing tournament anymore. Maybe he balls out and they're like the 6th, 5th seed.
Yeah. Tyler, hit us, man. What are your thoughts, brother?
Listen, we poached Halliburton from the Kings, so I love him as a developmental team, and I can't wait to see who the Pacers get from this roster. I agree with Alo that there's a little bit of a dark cloud hanging over Sacramento, and until I see them kind of get that cloud off of them, I just feel like we have seen them load up on talent over and over and over again, but for whatever reason, the infrastructure just doesn't work. There's something there in the water or in the building, whatever it may be, that seems that the Kings can't ever figure it out. But when their players go elsewhere, they do. So I'm with Alo on this one. Until I see it, then I'll believe it. From a talent perspective and how they've put it together, yeah, I think there should be some expectations for winning there. It's just, can they figure out that way to do it?
Yeah. So you're saying they need Chris Webber back, is what that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
It wouldn't hurt.
It wouldn't hurt. It would not hurt.
And I was going to say, as my foreign player, I want you guys to know this name. Karim Lopez. He's Mexico, but he is going to be a baller. In my opinion, just because he was going to the Pistons, but he got traded to Memphis. He's very physical. He's 6'9". He's young, and he actually technically doesn't have to go to the NBA yet. They just have his rights as of right now because they drafted him. But he could go back. He's played professional for the NBL 2 years now, so he has professional experience. Now he's playing against some grown men out there. Not in the NBA, of course, but he is playing grown men out there. So I think he could be a great foreign player. But as my foreign player, we know him. He's from Spain, so I don't really know if you want to count it, but he played college ball at Michigan. The guy is 7'1", dude. We know who we're talking about. Ade Morara. He's 7 foot freaking 1. Man. I don't know if you guys watched the game, but this man went off his left hand, which is not his dominant hand, and just dunked it like it was nothing. I know that we're going to look at Chet Holmgren and Hartenstein, but I think eventually he takes over for Hartenstein, and we've seen Chet Holmgren in the playoffs, so we can't really rely on that man, especially because this is not going to be the only year they play the Spurs. They're going to be battling the Spurs for years, as we just witnessed Wemby signed 5 years, $252 million. So he's going to be there. I'm sorry, Chet, but he's going to be in the West for at least the next 5 years. So I just think that was to be the champion last year and to be able to get a 12th pick is amazing to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just crazy to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was a great steal for them as well. And he's from Spain, so that's why I threw that in there. He did play college ball, we all know, at Michigan, but he is from Spain. So
yeah, won the national championship last year. Absolutely going to be a stud. Talk about a dark cloud hanging over somebody or a team. Wemby hanging over Chet Holmgren for the next foreseeable future. Man, that guy is
going to be bad, man.
Just got embarrassed in those playoffs. I did want to acknowledge your comment about Kareem Lopez. Yeah, consensus top international prospect in this cycle.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know, just a fun little note, only 5 international early entrants stayed in the 2026 draft, down from 23 in 2025. Any ideas as to why? Any guesses? I know why. I have the secret over here. But do you guys have any guesses as to why guys are maybe not wanting to jump right into the NBA? We've talked about on here a lot in college.
I mean, I was gonna say NIL. They get paid.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Bingo. Yep. He's probably going to go play in college. Increase. I mean, his draft stock's already super high, but why not go into college and make some money there before jumping on an NBA team? Were you going to say the same exact thing, Tyler? I'm sure you were. That brilliant mind.
No, I was actually going to go hand size. He needed to grow a little bit longer before he could go into the NBA. But I was off. I was way off.
Is that a Bane? A Reuben Bane?
Absolutely, it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely
hand size and just like I think his arms are only like
right
6 inches long.
They need a few more, years in the incubator to get a little bit longer. That was going to be my guess, but
just set that man under a heat lamp.
He's just waiting to get like Kawhi Leonard the claw man.
I love that. Any other comments on the NBA draft? Any other surprise steals, Tyler? I don't know that we gave you the floor, man.
The only one I have, I mean, shout out to my home team, the Indiana Pacers, for taking the most stereotypical pick in Pacers history with Braden Smith finding a way from Chicago over to us as the fundamental guard, we'll call it, from Purdue on to now the Indiana team. So shout out to my home team for keeping a tradition alive. Beyond that, Nate Arment, I don't know. Miami, did we make a mistake there, Alo, sending him off to Milwaukee at number 13? It's a chance. It's an upside swing. But beyond that, no. I avoided the draft. Like I said, boys, I was frustrated. I was heated. I don't want to see these rookies succeed because it should have been us.
Should have been us.
I was gonna say, man, Giannis going to Miami is gonna change a lot of things for us. He could be. Let me tell you, he could be an all-star, but dude, Giannis is a top 5 player in the NBA right now. I'll take that any day. And like you said, we'll see what he is. We won't know until the future. Right now, I know Giannis is top 5. I know if Giannis is healthy, we have a chance of winning a championship. I will say, I'm sorry to say this, Tyler, I think this will be the best NBA draft since 2003. I believe all 4 players will be stars. The top 4 first picks.
I'm with you. There's a reason I've just been shutting it out completely.
Oh no, I get it, man. I mean, you even think about it. You could have had. I don't want to say you could have, but you could have had.
No, you could have.
You could have had Wagner from Illinois, and he's 6'6" point guard at 19. I'm sorry, man. I mean, by the percentage,
we could have had AJ.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true too.
Could you imagine AJ and Hallie? Oh. Goodness.
I mean, even if you get Peterson, I mean, all you really needed was another guard.
Yeah.
So, but it's tough, man.
That Brady Smith.
You guys are still going to be, I still believe you guys are still going to be a top 3 team in the East. I mean, you have a great team.
Yes.
Halliburton was hurt. You got Zubac. You still got Siakam. I mean, if you look at the East, you guys have the what do you call it? The Knicks number. So the Knicks just got lucky y'all were hurt.
Yep, I agree completely.
It is interesting to me though. You guys say that the Pacers and Tyler, we need to move on here shortly, but talk about the options here that they had, and they went with Braden Smith outside of the commentary. It's funny, the narrative that they went with an Indiana player out of Purdue. What assuming they were like, these are smart people making these decisions. We have to let's assume that. What's the thought process there? Why?
TJ McConnell's not getting any younger. They like a spark guard off the bench. And listen, this guy's got a lot of football. I want to talk football so bad. It's so close. A lot of basketball background, right? I think if I'm not mistaken, he crossed the assist record, I think either for Purdue or the NCAA as a whole. He had some extra time there. I think he had a COVID year. So I think they want someone that can come off the bench and kind of be that field general on the court. And at some point, McConnell because McConnell gives it his all. When he is out there, he is 120 miles per hour and doesn't even know there's a brake on his body. So I think getting someone else that can also be in that rotation and can run the offense like Carlisle wants it to see it on the offensive side, movement, pick and rolls, things like that. I think that's what they're going for. I completely agree with you, Booker and Alo. I think we see the core is still there and how good that core was. There was a lot of injuries last year, lots of injuries, regardless of outside noise on how legitimate some of those injuries were. The players needed time off is the point. So there should be a lot of hope going into this next season with the core they already had. We were looking for the cherry on top of that draft and being able to get one of those top 4 guys, adding that to that team that was already in an NBA championship. Oh, here we go. But at the very least, we got a rotational piece that can give us another body on the floor when the Pacers are getting their type of ball movement and running the court and getting all those fast breaks. It gives McConnell another option to be a breather and someone developing behind him.
Do you think, though, so there's something to this. It's really interesting to me. When I watched Braden Smith, I think he played at Purdue for 30 plus years?
Approximately, give
or take 30 years. He was that field general. He was, I think Purdue went as far in March Madness as they did year in and year out, because that man really did elevate the play of the people around him. The assists, like the fact that he has that record is indicative of the type of play. He's got great vision. He can shoot, but he'll get the ball to the players that need to get the ball. I do wonder with some of these teams that have superstars on them, once you get too many superstars, at what point do you start working against yourself? Because you have a bunch of guys who do not want to pass, who want to be the number 1 player in the big story on the ESPN website the next day. And so I kind of like the unselfish play of Braden Smith. And I think this might actually be a brilliant move. We'll see, time will tell. But I kind of like the way he plays. He flies under the radar and he gets the ball into the right people's hands. And so that might be, it might be brilliant, bro.
I agree.
I mean, you got Halliburton sitting on the bench and he's running the second unit. So,
yeah,
good work out.
Alo knows ball.
Alo knows ball. We know that. Catch him on Twitter at Alo knows ball. I'm just kidding. That should have been it. All right, fellas, you spoke, you wanted it. We're going to enter some football talk here. And just a little update here. We're still at 1-0 Argentina over Switzerland in the 37th minute. We're approaching halftime. There. So we'll keep everyone posted as we go. What I want to do, though, if we're going to talk football, which is coming up really soon here, what better topic to start on than this guy right here? Oh, wait. Brandon Ayuk. What in the Lord's name is going on with this man? What do you like? So that the most recent, let's see here. I've got some notes on him. So the 49ers voided $27 million in Ayuk's 2026 guarantee because he skipped mandatory rehab. John Lynch said it's safe to say he never plays for San Francisco again. And they've reportedly given up on trading him, and they're expected to just release him before the $25 million option bonus comes due September 1. Are we looking at like just a Antonio Brown 2.0? Can you guys help a brother out here?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Alo.
Go ahead. I'm gonna do this. I don't know if you guys heard about this news. I don't want to bring NBA back, but it is a good point to bring up because it'll tie up a little bit. So I don't know if you guys heard, but my boy Bam out there decided to strike Tyler Hero for disrespecting him. So I'm just to the point where if Brandon Ayuk stays there, the more he stays there, the more I feel like I might have Kittle out there snapping out a punch on Brandon Ayuk at this point, because at least Tyler Hero waited until he got traded to disrespect him. But, Brandon Ayuk is just disrespecting him why he's on the team. But no, in all honesty, jokes aside, I think Brandon Ayuk needs to be gone. They need to get rid of him. At first, I was like, you know what? Get something from a team. Get a 7th rounder, 6th. At this point, he's more trouble than that 6th rounder, 7th rounder you get. You got to let him go. let him go play, and then he eventually ends up in the UFL or whatever. Yeah, you just gotta let him go, man. He's too toxic for that team. Plus, you added a bunch of receivers. You added Mike Evans. Hopefully, some players could stay healthy, and Kittle could come back because he's a tight end, but we really know he's their main receiver. And Mike Evans. So now that you added that addition, Brock Purdy another year, you got CMC back there. That's like another freaking receiver. So yeah, I'm more to the point where you just got to part ways. Let him go.
Yeah. We'll get Tyler. I want to hear yours. I've got an idea here though. I'm pitching this out. Let's create a football league of just all the most toxic players that no one wants on their team. We should come up with a roster. It would include Stephon Diggs for me. Obviously, Antonio Brown.
That's my number
Brandon
one
Ayuk.
Antonio
it's all
Brown.
world. It's actually all wide receivers. Maybe Le'Veon Bell. I think
Le'Veon Bell.
A little bit past, yeah. But that would be a fun league. I would watch that. Tyler, what are your thoughts on Ayuk, man?
All right, let me. I kicked it over to Halo. I needed a couple sips of water before I even touched.
You needed to let
topic.
the kids, like any kids watching, they need to jump off for a moment.
Take some time. Some time. What are we doing, Brandon? Like, come on, man. We are talking millions and millions of dollars, and we can't get it together. Listen, the 49ers can't keep him. Kevin, editing note, put in the clip of the Jets guy trying to get in the door with his card, and it's denied. That has to happen immediately. Don't let him in the building. I would talk to the mayor about getting him evicted from the town. You have got to get as far away from this implosion as possible. The train has come off the tracks. The hazards are leaking. The fire has started. You are in run mode. You are running as far away from this explosion as possible. And then not only that, but to get serious for a second, somebody check on your boy, Brandon. Like there's some things going on. Somebody needs to get with him and figure out what's like how we straighten things out. Like this was an all-star talent that I think everyone absolutely believed in, and we have come so far from it. So on a serious note, I do hope someone checks in with him, but the 49ers have got to get away from that. You got to know when enough is enough and then just change out the locks.
Yeah. So when you're at what round are you guys drafting him in our fantasy league this year?
Off the waivers. Off the waivers.
16th round steal, and I can't wait to do it.
A steal. Yeah, Brandon Ayuk is the kind of guy that I think if you don't revoke his pass card, he's definitely going into that office building and putting saran wrap on the toilet seats and like mixing around letters on people's keyboards and licking people's peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in the lunch fridge. Yo. We got to figure out here, Kevin, this is gold. Minute 40 is where we're putting a lot of shorts out of this week here. So,
yeah, man, I just wanted to say, Tyler said the kids are away for a second. I want to ask you guys a question since Booker brought up a great idea of putting a team together. Do you think Tyreek Hill has more babies or more fantasy points
this season?
I don't know.
That's a great question.
Kids may be it.
It's crazy, dude. Oh man.
Yeah, he's borderline.
This season, I'm going with babies.
Yeah,
I'm going with babies this season. Talking about toxic, man.
Y'all are too much, man, and I love every moment of it. Yeah, it is like, all joking aside, it's sad. The man, I think, he's crying out for help and maybe like in his own way. And so that's why community is important, man. Like, have people, surround yourself with people that care enough about you to tell you some true things, and be humble enough to accept and see their opinion. If enough people tell you that stuff, I would say the same about Lane Kiffin. Hey, man, listen to the people around you, bro. There's some crazy things going on in your life too. Anyway, all right, let's move on. We have beaten this Brandon Ayuk horse to death here. I agree that he's got it. I mean, it looks like he is going to get let go. Last question. Yes or no, so we can keep this train moving. Does anyone pick him up? Brandon Ayuk. Last question. Tyler.
Always. At the end of the day, if the talent is there and if he can come in, he passes a physical, if he runs some routes, the NFL is always going to give top end talent a second chance.
Yeah.
Just real quick, I'll give you one team of the Commanders. Him and Jane Daniels played together, so I can see that.
You can see that happening. Okay. He went on Instagram or X or something, created a video wanting to get traded to the Commanders. And I think at one point it didn't happen. And he released another video where he started trashing on the Commanders for not or something. So I think even if they were talking about it, I don't know that he.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's a mess. Okay. Moving on. We're going to talk. Let's take a look here. We're going to talk about. How about this one here? Mr. Kyle Pitts, baby. I wonder who wrote these show notes, man. We're going from Brandon Ayuk to Kyle Pitts, baby.
Did you guys start the no one wants me like fantasy draft already? Is that why we're covering this?
I think maybe we're picking our players now, it looks like. Okay. And Kyle Pitts is next on the docket. So Pitt signed a 3-year, $54 million extension, $36 million of that guaranteed. It's the third largest contract for a tight end in the NFL, actually in NFL history. So it makes him the league's number 3 highest paid tight end behind names like George Kittle and Trey McBride. Is this a good move? Tyler, what are the Falcons thinking, man?
I have no idea. Honestly, this is pretty wild. I had expectations for Kyle Pitts. I was excited to see if he could build something with the Falcons this next year. But extending him this far for this much, those OTAs, I was always told by smart NFL people that you don't judge it while they're in shorts and T-shirts with no pads on. But apparently the Falcons absolutely loved what they saw in the OTAs and said, give me all of that. So I can't wait to see the fantasy implications from this. How many people are going to draft him believing that the Falcons know something that no one else does. But this is wild to me. I don't think this is the right move. I do know that tight ends unlock a special piece of the offense. I think you see that with all of the Super Bowl champions. You're talking from Travis Kelce to Goddard to Gronkowski for all the years being an integral piece down there. The tight end can do a lot for the offense when you have a top end talent. But I would have questions still about Kyle Pitts' blocking. Like you mentioned, the tight ends that are ahead of him, a lot of the best in the league, they can block like you wouldn't believe. Like Kittle loves to get his head in there. He looks forward to blocking. I got a guy, TJ Warren, that loves to get his helmet in there and do some blocking. I'm really looking forward to what he does. I would expect Warren to have a better season than Pitts on a rookie contract. So I think the Falcons, they gave Kirk Cousins a lot of money. So that should tell you everything you need to know. You're muted, Booker, by the way, probably because you couldn't wait to get me in on this.
Kevin's ghost riding the whip. I think he muted me on from off there. Yeah, Ayla, I want to hear what you have to think about with Kyle Pitts. I'm just wondering, like, if they did not do that, and he was like, you know what, this is not, I'm willing to leave or whatever, go chase the money. What is there a better option though? Because I mean, he is, as far as like traits and I think ceiling that we have yet to see, he is, I would say, top 5 ceiling based on the traits. We just haven't seen it. I don't know if we can blame the quarterback play, which with adding to it is just going to complicate everything else. And we can talk about that, but like, was there another option? You sign this guy and it's like the devil you know or the devil you don't know. I don't know that there was another option with a higher ceiling. Alo, your thoughts on Kyle Pitts?
Tyler said blocking. That's least of his problems because at this point he's not even catching the ball. I don't think he deserves $54 million, and I don't want to put bad quarterback play in there because when Travis Kelce and Kittle, your big tight ends that we talk about all the time, when they had not the best quarterbacks. There was points in time in their careers when they did. Tony Gonzalez, they still showed you the talent. They still had 1,000 seasons. They still showed you. Plus, the thing with me that kind of scares me is, let's just take away, okay, he doesn't have the best quarterback play, but you have Bijan Robinson in the backfield, and you have Drake London on the side. So that tells me that you're not getting doubled, and they're so worried about the run, because I saw Bijan. He's incredible. So that just tells me the middle of the field should be open for you. And he's just not. I mean, Kirk Cousins isn't terrible to me. Penix is, I get it. When he was out there, he was okay. He was hurt. But you still got to show me something. Like, you're not even putting yourself as a presence in the game. I mean, we look at like Garrett Wilson on the Jets. How many bad quarterbacks has he had? He still has 1,000 seasons every year, except for this last one because of injury. But with Kyle Pitts, it's not injury. He just doesn't produce. And I think people are just still lost in 2021 when he was coming out the draft, and he was a Gator, and we saw he could do it, and they're still on his rookie year because he had 1,000 yards. But that's over with. I haven't seen anything to pay that man $54 million. And to answer your question about what else is out there, I'd rather give somebody else $2 million than give him $54 million.
Yeah, that's fair. That's absolutely fair. And they also, who else they dropped a bag on? We're going to talk more tight ends here, top 10 tight ends from an article on ESPN. You know who else they gave the bag to? Drake London. Another guy, which I think is an absolute stud as well, but he is a top 5 paid wide receiver in the NFL now. And so you've got these two guys who are like, it seems like they're focusing on the wrong thing. Does that tell you guys that they believe? Because this is all after they signed Tua. Do they believe that Tua is the man to unlock the ceilings of all of these guys? And like, that seems a little crazy to me. Alo, what do you think on that, being a Miami fan with having Tua under the hood for so long?
If they think Tua is the man, they're going to end up just like Miami. But my thing is they had to pay Drake London and Bijan because they're what are bringing people to the seats. That's 1. 2, that division isn't the strongest, so I get it. And 3, they are just setting themselves. They keep setting it every year. They probably keep telling themselves this, but they're setting it up to when they do get that quarterback, he has weapons. And I know in our notes it says Dante Moore. They better pray they get Dante Moore, because I promise you, Dante Moore has a better chance of being the franchise quarterback than Tua and Penix, and they're both on the team. I think Penix is always hurt. I think he's very talented. It's just, man, 4 ACLs in your career, 2 on each knee is crazy. Tua, we don't even want to get into that. I mean, well, I don't as a Dolphins fan, but
we'll save our viewers from that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, to me, it's like, okay, you got to steal for getting him for $2 million. Don't get me wrong. But to say he's your future is crazy. But, yeah, I think they just paid them because they're eventually going to think that they're going to get that quarterback in the next 2 years. But, God, whoever's making those decisions, they need to bring somebody else in there, because how they pick a quarterback is awful. I mean, we remember they picked Penix 8, and we were all like, whoa, they picked Penix over Bo Nix to this day. So, I mean, they get Bo Nix. We're not having this conversation. We're like, at least he's decent. We're having this conversation for the Broncos. So, yeah, I just think they thought they were going to get a stud, and they should have looked at the injury history. I mean, that's what the Dolphins did with Tua.
Yeah, looks like they're trying to get through this year and try to get, have those pieces in place so that, and have a shot at this quarterback class of next year. Let's go ahead, for the sake of time, let's shift into this article ranking. Let's see. So execs, coaches, and scouts rank the top 10 NFL tight ends for 2026. If you guys had to were able to take a look at this, I can run through the list.
Yeah.
What I'd like to know from each of you, I don't think this is in the notes, who is too high and who is too low? So here's what we got. We got Brock Bowers at number 1. This will give you guys a chance to open up that article if you need to. Trey McBride at number 2. George Kittle at number 3. Sam Laporta at number 4. Tyler Warren at number 5, Tucker Kraft at number 6, Colston Loveland at number 7, Kyle Pitts at number 8, Mark Andrews at number 9, and Travis Kelce at number 10. Tyler, what stands out to you on that list, whether it's someone who you think is too high or too low? I'd love each of those, please.
So what stood out to me, I like Brock Bowers number 1. That man is different. Like crown him. Absolutely. He should be up there. I don't know about Trey McBride being at number 2 though. And that may just be my issue with the overall look of the Arizona Cardinals. And maybe I'm looking at this from this year. Do I have any fantasy expectations with all the question marks that they have? No, I don't. So maybe that's why I'm skewed from a talent perspective. If you're just basing this on what he is as a tight end, and they most likely are in this article, and what he can produce being on a team. So if that's the case, then yeah, maybe he's ranked just right. But I'm not putting him that high with the team he has around him. I just don't feel like you can't take that into perspective when you're talking about these tight ends and where you're going to rank them. So I think he's absolutely going to be affected by that. One thing I didn't think about in my earlier take with Kyle Pitts that may play into this signing was the Kevin Stefanski effect and the offense that they're probably going to be running, and exactly what Alo talked about with Bijan Robinson and working off this new offense. I mean, what we've seen from Stefanski is very good things with his tight ends. So maybe that's going to play a role. And so maybe I'm ranking Kyle Pitts too low. So I'm going to take Kyle Pitts here with that extra realization of, oh, yeah, I'm forgetting the coaching change. I'm forgetting the schematic change that they're about to have. They are going to run the crap out of that ball, and they are going to find ways to get that tight end involved off of play action and things like that. So you know what? Maybe Stefanski was looking at the tea leaves, and that's why he gave out. So I'm going to take Kyle Pitts. I think maybe we're sleeping on him now that I take that into account.
Interesting. Okay. I like that. Ayla, what are your thoughts, man?
I would like to ask you guys what potion Kyle Pitts is throwing at us, because brother, I don't understand. Like, new coach, new quarterback, new everything. This man's had 6 years to prove it, and he's still you know what? I took him 101 in one league, and I'm still to this day trying to understand, like, what has this guy done? Like, I don't understand. Yeah. He's getting $54 million top dollars, but enough of Kyle Pitts. First of all, why is Harold Fannin Jr. not in there? I mean, what has Kyle Pitts done that's better than Harold Fannin Jr.? And we could talk about, man, the Browns had nobody. I mean, people say, oh, the Browns got a couple receivers. That's going to help Harold Fannin Jr. because, I mean, at that point in the middle of the season, they were probably doubling him. They're like, oh, this is their best receiver. So I just think he needs to be up there. Why is Laporta that high? I mean, he just came off a big injury. I don't really like him at 4. I think Loveland should be higher. I'll tell you why. This man's 21 years old and a baller. And now DJ Moore's gone.
And who's under center there in Chicago? Because that matters.
Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams, man.
Yes.
Of course he should be higher.
And I was going to say, Ben Johnson has said it. We want to implement Loveland more into the offense. He said it. He already said it. And then they got rid of DJ Moore, which I thought was great because now it's giving Luther Burden the opportunity. But Caleb Williams' blanket is going to be Loveland. I mean, we saw the potential. So I just think he should be higher. Also, Tucker Kraft was on fire. Like, if he doesn't get hurt, like, we're sitting here talking about, man, he could have had one of the best tight end seasons. I just think he should be higher because the only thing with him was the injury. So hopefully he could get back. And Tyler's going to like this one. I think Warren should be at least 3 or 4. And I'll tell you why. First, Laporta got hurt. And then second, we don't know when Kittle's coming back. You know, they might play it safe. You know, he's coming off a bad injury. But Tyler Warren is most likely getting Daniel Jones. I believe, this is just me off believing that Daniel Jones comes back early. If Daniel Jones starts week 1, and let's just say he looks 90%, you need to put Tyler Warren at number 3. Because Daniel Jones, when Tyler Warren had him, he's a top 5 tight end in my opinion.
Yeah.
Everybody was, I mean, if you looked at fantasy, everybody was trying, I'll give you 2 first-round picks. Like, he's him. And I just think he did dwindle a little bit, but he had freaking Phillip Rivers throwing him the ball at one point. So Daniel Jones out there, I believe he's top 3 tight end this next season.
I agree. I would love to, if I could sit down with the writers of this article and say, hey, like what were you using to base these decisions off of? Because not that I disagree as far as like talent goes. Like I think there's a couple that I would say, hey, let's adjust these from my perspective. But yet Trey McBride at number 2. Can someone please tell me who's going to try to get that man the ball next year at Arizona?
This is going to sound crazy. I know it's going to sound crazy, but
it is. Yeah. If you're about to defend that, it's about to sound crazy.
I don't hate him at number 2. I'll tell you why. Jeremiah Love, that running game, I believe Jeremiah Love is going to be a superstar, but that running game is going to be awful because that line is awful. But we know one thing about Brissett. He's going to throw that ball. Hopefully he plays, but he's gonna throw that ball around. And I mean, I'm very disappointed in Marvin Harrison Jr.'s career so far. But one thing that we can know with the Cardinals going in every year, McBride always shows up, and I think Brissett gives him the ball. So I don't like if it's top 5. I get it. I do agree with McBride being number 2. I mean, Bowers, like Tyler said, another level. Super young, but McBride's in his prime, and Brissett has really nobody else to throw the ball to. So I could see him force feeding him.
I would agree with that, and I think Marvin Harrison is the beneficiary there as well. Yeah. Hopefully he has, because I'm a huge fan of him. I think he's a stud. I think he should have a better year. The other side of this that I don't quite understand is did the writers of this article take into consideration injury history? Like you've got George Kittle coming off a late season Achilles tear, and you're going to put him at number 3. Like I know that he's like picture perfect as far as his hands, his run blocking, like just his ability to block. He's a team player. He's likable. Like put him in there. But the man has this injury. He's coming off a huge injury from last year late in the season, and you're going to put him at number 3. I want to agree with you guys on this man right here, Tyler Warren. Music to our Indianapolis Colts fan in the middle of this screen. Tyler Warren, to me, is one of the most, I would actually, other than Brock, I'd put him at 2 as far as just exciting ceiling. He's a brick house. The man does not, not that I've seen, maybe you guys know, he's not injury prone. He's just like, he's steady Eddie. And he's got great hands. And so I personally would put him at number 2. Now, Daniel Jones, you're expecting Daniel Jones to be back and be playing to the same level he was early in the season prior to his injury. If we get that same Daniel Jones, I think Tyler Warren is at least a top 3 tight end in the NFL next year. So that's kind of my thoughts there. Other than that, as we get, and I do think that Colston Leveling should be higher as well. Then you get down to the bottom here and you got Travis Kelce and Mark Andrews, and we don't even need to get into that.
I think Travis Kelce should be ahead of Kyle Pitts. I'll tell you that right now. I don't care if that man's 38.
Is it because of Mahomes? Absolutely. Though? You're putting him ahead of Kyle Pitts because of Mahomes, not necessarily because you think he's a better tight end, or do you?
I do think he's a better tight end.
Even now.
At this age, yes, I do. Last year, if we look at the stats, he had a better season than Kyle Pitts, and Patrick Mahomes wasn't out there the whole time. And when he was, Patrick Mahomes did struggle a little bit just because of the team. There was a lot of things going on, but I still think that, what I'm still trying to understand what Kyle Pitts has shown us to say that he's better right now than Mark Andrews and Travis Kelce.
Yeah. I think they have to be basing it off the ceiling. Tyler, do you agree that Kelce is let's frame it this way. Fantasy football, you have a choice. And it doesn't matter which round. You've got a choice to ride or die with this tight end the rest of this upcoming season, all season. Kyle Pitts, Travis Kelce. Who are you taking and why?
Oh man, this is going to be a fun podcast to come back later because either myself or Alo is just going to be diving into some crow here. Give me Kyle Pitts. I'm not getting off the Stefanski train. That really slapped me in the face. Like, oh man, I forgot about that. I forgot that they changed that. I think what you saw from Stefanski even during he went through so many quarterbacks, just like injury riddled and other issues. And like there was so much dysfunction behind, and he still was finding ways. Don't go back to like the last season, the season before, when Nick Chubb was cooking, that offense was something else. And like the reason we're all so shocked initially was Baker Mayfield was leaving the Browns after he had a good season. Like they should have beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. I mean, we're going a few years back, sure, whatever. But like when Nick Chubb and that run game could churn, Baker Mayfield had shown some stuff that season. That's why it was so shocking when they cut him and they went with the whole Deshaun Watson thing. And then that's what changed that tides there. If they keep Baker Mayfield or Deshaun Watson wasn't the disaster that it was, like Stefanski is still coaching the Browns, in my opinion. Like they are still cooking. So we give him Bijan Robinson, give him a good run game, and watch what happens with the things around him. Because I think I'm concerned about the Chiefs, and we can get into that on another show and things like that. I think Patrick Mahomes is wonderful, but I already felt like Kels was like the old man, like myself in a pickup basketball game, just barely running down the field and finding a spot to get open just for a moment so I could chuck a ball up there. Like it's not like he was grinding out the yards that he used to. It's not like he was breaking ankles like he used to. He used to be just this different guy. And that's what football does to bodies. That's what football does to players. You can't be the same that you were. But he is so mentally gifted on the side of the game that he could find those open spots. But eventually that stuff catches up to you. Like eventually, like you can't just rely on those fundamental mind game, understand the defense, find the open spot, give Patrick something, Damon. Sometimes you got to be able to outrun the defense while Patrick is outrunning the defensive ends and find your way open. And that's the gear he doesn't have anymore, in my opinion. And I think we'll see Pitts have a little bit more production this year. On another note, sorry, I know we got to move on, but I just got to say, I purposely baited the hook by not talking about Tyler Warren because I didn't want to be the homer guy that pounded the table and say Tyler Warren needed to go up. So bravo to you guys for taking that for me and just running with it, because you're not wrong. Tyler Warren should be higher on that list.
Yeah. Here, let me just give you one of these.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's for us. The Halo. Yeah. And you want to here's another aspect no one's talking about. Travis Kelce just got married to a country singer. This man put on 20 pounds between now and the season. He's gonna be even slow. You think you're getting a more fit Travis Kelce next season after marriage? I put on a few.
He was already Shaq, man. He was coming in last year a little out of shape. He was looking to do the Shaq routine. Lay your way into shape through the season and dominate the playoffs. That's what he went with last year. I have no doubt we're seeing the same thing this year.
And Kyle Pitts still looks like the guy that's been playing for 14 years out there.
Yeah.
Listen, my thing that I was just going to say, just real quick off Travis Kelce. One, do we really know about Rice? Like one day, he's like cooking out there, and then the next day he's on the front news. He's on the front news.
Rashee Rice is going to be on that team, the toxic team as well. Go ahead.
Listen. One day we're like, oh my God, dude, he can go to the Super Bowl. The next day we're like, oh my God, this man's on the front news again. All right.
He's either going to the Super Bowl in 2027 or going to prison. It's one of the two. Go ahead.
Texas wide receiver that we know that's on their team. That's what did he run, like a 4.2? He hasn't really shown me, besides the Super Bowl, he really hasn't shown me that he's, that guy. He had plenty of opportunity because Rice was suspended, then torn ACL. Then we talk about Walker. I think this year they're really, really going to hone in on running the ball because of the Patrick Mahomes entry and get him up to date. But guess what? When they're not running the ball, Patrick Mahomes is going to feed his blanket. He's going to feed his safety blanket because at the end of the day, whether he's 34, 35, he's still catching the ball. He's not dropping the ball. Yeah, he's not what he once was. But I think what he is now is better than what Pitts has ever been. I mean, his bad year, like, you know how we say rappers' worst flops is other people's best hits. That's the same thing with Travis Kelce. His worst season is better than Kyle Pitts' best season.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I got to see it to believe it. Like, it's been 5 to 6 years, and I'm in a group chat where they say, man, this is Kyle Pitts' year. Man, this is Kyle Pitts' year. Dude, I'm going to be 45 years old by the time this man shows me it's his year. Like, I'm going to be like, Kevin, I'm going to have 3 kids out there. I'm going to be like, oh, man, guys, did you ever hear about Kyle Pitts? Let me tell my kids about Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, but Kyle Pitts does not need to have a better year than a Travis Kelce in his prime. He needs to have a better year than a Travis Kelce who is he's in decline. He's in decline. But I think you're right with the safety blanket.
Oh, no, man.
Like, if it's Patrick Mahomes, he finds a way. I mean, you've got the man who can like fit the ball into tighter windows than most people, make insane throws. So like Travis Kelce maybe doesn't need to be the same type of athlete that Kyle Pitts needs to be in order to get the ball in his hands. And Kyle Pitts needs to figure out when the ball is coming towards him, how to make sure that it lands in his hands and he doesn't let it drop to the ground. That's a big deal. All right. So we're going to go ahead and finish up this show, but because we didn't get to a couple things. So next show, we're going to talk about some defensive ends, top 10 defensive ends. We're also going to talk about fantasy football because we're coming down to the wire on our Campus to Canton, as well as fantasy football. And apparently Yahoo.com has added college fantasy football. Yeah. So we have to have a discussion here, boys. Are we staying with Sleeper and Fantrax? Are we moving to Yahoo? We've got some big things to figure out there. Before we go, though, before I do the little outro, one question for you guys. If I hand you both a trip 2 weeks to whatever destination you want, and you've got pets at home, and you live in a neighborhood that's maybe not so savory, are you asking Brandon Ayuk or Antonio Brown to house sit? Tyler.
Listen, at least give me Brandon Ayuk. The man's still got wheels at least. If the dog goes out the door, I feel like he could still chase him down. So give me Ayuk for that one. But I'm probably coming home halfway through the trip.
Yeah. I'm taking Brandon Ayuk as well because if Antonio Brown has my pet, he's gonna be all the hair cut off, tattoos. I don't know, man. I can't have Antonio. Antonio Brown shouldn't be watching anybody. He can't watch himself. So no. I got Brandon Ayuk.
I'm taking Brandon Ayuk too, but I am calling my insurance agent and upping up every single piece of coverage that I have on this home before I make that call. So
for sure.
Awesome, guys. Well, hey, thanks for a great show, Kevin. We missed you. If you guys stuck around with us, thank you for doing so. It's been a couple weeks since we've been on, but this is the TSP community. Couple of guys, 4 guys that just enjoy talking about the most relevant things in sports so that we can be responsible sports fans, but we also just love football and fantasy football, college, whatever it is. We just love football. And so we're getting into that season. We're less than 50 days away from kickoff in college ball. Super stoked about that. So we'll be talking about draft, doing our own fantasy drafts and different things like that. So thanks for sticking around with us, guys. And keep in mind, as I go to this outro, the mics are on.
Oh, yeah.
So it's about,
got thoughts.
It's about to get wild. But thank you, everyone, for staying with us, and we'll see you next week. Oh, man.
So many fun topics.
So many fun topics. So many shorts.
It was good to be back.
Yeah.
If Jacoby Brissett has Kyle Pitts, Brandon Ayuk, and Stephon Diggs, what's the over/under on touchdowns for the season?
Touchdowns or interceptions?
Interceptions is what I was gonna say. And throw in Tyreek Hill in there as well.
Might as well.
And
maybe a few of his kids.
Of most random payouts, like Jacoby Brissett, if he gets the contract, and Kyle Pitts has his contract, like, is this the craziest contracts given year?
It might be. I think we're seeing money fly out the window that we've never seen before.
What do you think Brissett gets?
I don't even want to put a number on it.
It's crazy.
A new Plymouth.
He should be happy he's starting.
I'd give him coupons to the Shoney's.